this being our first child, you know, we were brand new at everything, so, you know, everything was fresh and exciting. And
we went in on a Tuesday to have just a normal checkup, and well, our 40-week checkup pretty much, and she was just kicking. I mean, I had a very uneventful pregnancy. Thursdays, when I was having all the Braxton Hicks contractions and didn't feel or move, and we went in the hospital that evening, the nurses act like they see this all the time, you know, from moms just being nervous about, is my baby okay? And, but I mean, I hadn't felt her move all day. They put us in a room, and they pull out one Doppler machine, and she acted like everything was still okay. Sometimes these Dopplers don't always pick up, you know, the baby's sitting weird or laying weird. And then they pull out another Doppler, still nothing. Then they pull in the ultrasound machine and brought a doctor in, and the doctor, I mean, there she is, you know, she's right there. There's my baby on the ultrasound machine, but there is no heartbeat.
I mean, it hit me very quickly. You know, I immediately became, you know, very upset. I think she was a little more just kind of in shock. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I definitely remember thinking, or just remembering that it hit me immediately, like just a ton of bricks. So it was, I mean, it was difficult, and what made it even more difficult was knowing that Elena had passed, but that she still had to deliver the baby and to go through, you know, 20 hours, the next 20 hours of that whole ordeal. So it was a nightmare. I mean, it really was. It was a horrible nightmare. But I also had to call our family and friends and tell them what had happened, and you know, that we had lost Elena.
They didn't know how to help.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they wanted to help, but they just didn't know how to help.
Everything happened so extremely fast, is what I remember. Just, and it was so fast that you know, I didn't even really get a chance to even process what was happening and what I was feeling, and you know, I felt the need to try to be the strong one for her and not try to freak out and be super emotional. But I mean, it was hard. It was extremely hard.
When we were at the hospital, we were given a kind of like a loss packet, a grief loss packet. I don't really know what you would want to call it, but it just had a lot of stuff in it that had to do with places you could call, places you could go, websites. And inside this packet there was a pamphlet or a flyer for the Grief Center. And I saw the thing about the infant loss, and I knew I immediately wanted to come. And so I call the number, and the first thing I was told is, well, we're not going to have an infant loss group for a little while, but you probably need to come and see one of our counselors first. But I was in just such a horrible way. I mean, I was almost losing my mind, because I wanted to talk to somebody so bad, that, because I didn't know anything about grief. I mean, it's not like you're raised to learn how to deal with grief, because you're not. I mean, when something like this happens, you've got to figure out a way to cope, get through it and cope.
We met with a counselor, and then we started with the group counseling sessions, which I really got a lot out of, and you know, really was beneficial to me, and took away a lot of stuff from the group. Just talking with people that are kind of in the same situation, and knowing that you're not the only one, you know, going through this process, that was extremely helpful to me, and just hearing other people's stories.
And that's the good thing about the Grief Center, is people here don't forget about it. You can come at any time, and you can keep talking about it as much as you want, as long as you want. Whereas if you go talk to your friends and family, they may just be like, I'm over it already. You know, that happened a year ago. That happened 2 years ago. Why are you still upset about it? Well, you know, you can come here and you can still talk to somebody here, and nobody here is going to tell you, get over it already. I haven't said goodbye to my daughter, but hopefully I've said goodbye to the grief part of it.
We've accepted what's happened, and we know it can't destroy our lives, and well, she'll always have a special place in our heart. But we've dealt with our grief, and I think we dealt with it in the right way, and I think we're in a much better place.